What's going on over LA Sports? Back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the New York Giants and the possibility of them trading for Matthew Stafford. Of course, the current 37-year-old veteran quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams is heading into a decision where there's a potential out in his contract. He does have 2 more years, and he will not be an unrestricted free agent until 2027, but he is looking for a new deal, and what's left on his deal in 2025 is cap hit of $49.6 million and then $53.6 million in 2026. So he's not cheap by any means. The former first overall pick, though, has proved that he is worthy of a contract of this amount of money. So he just turned 37, so he won't be 38 until the end of next season after the season's over. And I to be honest with you, I don't think the Rams are going to trade him. I think Matthew Stafford's too good, and the Rams are too good of a team to just give up on their quarterback. I think this is all something that's kind of smoke and mirrors, and I think it's something that is sort of getting the idea for both sides of this could not end well if an agreement isn't reached. And I ultimately think that the Rams really want him back. Sean McVay has said their goal is to have him back. And I would believe that Matthew Stafford's preference is probably to just agree to a new deal with the Rams and continue on with them. But should the New York Giants trade for Matthew Stafford? Now, I think if they did, I would be very happy, depending on what they traded. Now, if they trade the 3rd overall pick, I will freak out. If they trade a first-round pick next year, I won't be happy. But if they trade the 34th overall pick, or maybe a 3rd this year and a 2nd next year, it's something that I could get on board with and I would be happy with. Matthew Stafford's a guy who instantly turns the Giants into playoff contenders, and depending on how good their offseason is, they can be a really good football team. He's the type of guy that takes you to the next level. He's a really good quarterback. He's a former Super Bowl champion, just a few years ago. So, Matthew Stafford's the type of guy that with his quarterback play can turn around a football team and make them very competitive very quickly. And it would sort of be a win-now move for the Giants, which I don't know if that's where they should go into, but it's obviously a possibility. Now, if the Giants trade for Stafford, I do not want them to waste the 3rd overall pick on a quarterback. If they trade for Matthew Stafford, that means for the next 3 to 4 seasons, Stafford is your guy, and he is a guy that you're going to try and win with, and you have to build up the roster to the best possible way you can. Now, if they still have the 34th overall pick and they trade for Stafford, could I see them selecting Jackson Dart and do sort of like the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love thing? Yes. That could be a very intriguing option to have Jackson Dart sit behind Matthew Stafford, or even Jalen Milroe sit behind Matthew Stafford. That's an intriguing thing. But, ultimately I think the Giants need to build up this roster the best way they possibly can, whether that's with Matthew Stafford or someone else. Joe Shane's talked about, and he said that there needs to be a veteran quarterback in here, whether there is a rookie or not. But like I said, I don't think that Matthew Stafford is going to get traded. I think if he were to get traded, the Giants would be probably front runners or among the 2 or 3 finalists to get him. But if the price is right and he is traded, I would not mind him at all. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he can make you compete and be a really good football team that can win. So that obviously makes him intriguing. But my preference at this point, was probably for the Giants to stay at 3. Take Shedeur Sanders, and I think that's at this point the most likely option. But I think the Giants are going to have a veteran in there. There's no doubt, whether that's Jameis Winston kind of guy, or Russell Wilson, or Justin Fields. We don't know. We will know, though, very soon, because free agency opens on the new league year starts on the 12th. The tampering period starts on the 10th, so we will know on the 10th. That's March 10th. It's a Monday where everyone's going, and you'll kind of start to hear news, and you'll kind of sort of start to know where the Giants are headed with that 3rd overall pick in the draft. Now, like I said, my preference is Shedeur Sanders with a guy like Russell Wilson or Jameis Winston. That is my preference, and at this point, I think that's the most likely option. And if they select Ward, I would totally be on board with that as well. I like both guys. They both have very good traits to them, and they both have things to work on. But that's what you get with a rookie quarterback. So the Giants, if Stafford comes available, I would expect them to definitely be interested. and I think it's something that they should pursue for sure. You have to definitely call and see what the price is. If the price is right, I would definitely be on board with that. But my number one, if you had to ask me what I would prefer, it's the Giants to stay at 3 and get their quarterback, whether that be Shedeur Sanders or Cameron Ward. I'm indifferent. I like them both. And a veteran in free agency, a cost-effective veteran that's not going to cost you $50 million, a $10 to $15 million option like a Russell Wilson or like a Jameis Winston, or even Justin Fields is a good option. So at this point, I think it's likely that that's the direction the Giants will go into. You have your chance to get your franchise quarterback through the draft. I think that's where they will approach it. It also buys Joe Schoen some time. If you draft a rookie quarterback, he'll likely be given 2 seasons to see if that quarterback pans out and this team works out and that pick is a hit. So I think that's the direction the Giants will go. That's the direction I would prefer they go. But if they traded for Matthew Stafford for the right price, I would definitely be on board with that as well. But guys, that's all I got in this video. You guys let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on the New York Giants. Should they trade for Matthew Stafford? What price tag would it be that would make you accept it and be okay with it? For me, it's a second and a third, preferably not this year's second. That's about as much as I would pay. That's the max. But you guys let me know under what price tag you would want Matthew Stafford, if you want him at all. Let me know that good stuff down in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We'll see you guys on the next video. And as always, let's go Giants.